Allah, the Beneficent and Merciful. We have not sent down to you the Quran that you be distressed, but only as a reminder for those who fear Allah. A revelation from He who created the earth and the highest heavens, the most merciful, who is above the throne established. To Him belongs what is in the heavens, and what is in the earth, and what is in between and them, and what is under the soil. And if you speak aloud, then indeed He knows the secret and what is even more hidden. Allah, there is no deity except Him. To Him belong the best names. And has the story of Moses reached you, when he saw a fire and said to his family, "Stay here. Indeed, I have perceived a fire. Perhaps I can bring you a torch, or find at the fire some guidance." And when he came to it, he was called, "O Moses, indeed I am your Lord. So remove your sandals. Indeed, you are in the sacred valley of Dua. And I have chosen you, so listen to what is revealed to you. Indeed, I am Allah, there is no deity except me, so worship me and establish prayer for my remembrance. Indeed, the hour is coming, I almost conceal it, so that every soul may be recompensed according to that for what she strives. So do not let one avert you from it, who does not believe in it and follows his desire for you, then would perish."
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh Ismail. Jazakallah khair, Sister Daria. Our first speaker of the evening is a very special friend of mine. I've known this brother perhaps a few months, and wallahi, through some miracle, he has become one of the closest people to me on this planet. He's that special of a person, that special of a friend, that special of a teacher, that special of a companion, and I can literally stand here all night speaking hyperboles about the personality and character of Sheikh Umar Khidrouj, the ICN Youth Director. Sheikh Umar has a bachelor's degree in Sharia and an associate degree in Arabic from the Islamic University of Medina, mashallah, and a bachelor's degree in health sciences. He has been with ICN for approximately 6 months and has done a tremendous job in getting the youth engaged in various activities. The flyers that were up earlier about real talk, about the different halaqas, the safe space and all of that, mashallah, that has been flowing every week with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and with the continuous effort of Sheikh Umar Khidrouj. So without further ado, please help me welcome Sheikh Umar Khidrouj.
Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursaleen. Nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man tabi'ahum bi ihsani ila yawm al-din. It's always difficult to follow Sheikh Ismail's recitation and then the children who are reciting as well. So you'll have to put up with me, but only for 45 minutes, inshallah. No, I'm joking. They gave me 5 minutes, right? It sounds a lot easier. Actually, as I was preparing, you guys look like a good crowd, alhamdulillah. As I was preparing, I had Saturday school earlier today, so I was practicing some of the speech with my Saturday school kids indirectly, and I told a story, and it was a powerful story, I thought. And so as I finished telling the story, there was one kid in the back and he had his hand raised throughout the entirety of the story. So I thought, maybe the story touched his heart, maybe he has a comment, maybe he has a good question. So he raised his hand and I'm expecting something, profound. And I call on him and he says, "Tomorrow is Mother's Day." He was waiting the whole time to tell me tomorrow is Mother's Day. So alhamdulillah, if anyone wants to tell me at the end of my speech tomorrow's Mother's Day, I already know. Jazakumullah khair. But in all honesty, I have a few minutes to talk about strengthening the next generation. So as I thought about how to go about this topic in a few minutes, I thought the only way that we can actually talk about strengthening the next generation, the only way we can talk about the future of the next generation is if we talk about the one who was always strengthening the next generation, who always was putting the youth at the forefront of the ummah. and that was none other than the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the amazing thing is that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he didn't treat the youth as if they were some kind of spiritual anchor, as if we needed to save them. But rather what we see is that the Prophet ﷺ put the youth in a position that they were the ones that were going to save the ummah. That they were the ones that were leading the future. That if you see, it wasn't just talk from the Prophet ﷺ. That he literally put the youth in positions of not just leadership of the ummah, but of the ones who are at the forefront of the most important missions of the Prophet ﷺ. That you see that the Prophet ﷺ, when he was sending an expedition for da'wah, which was the essence of the Prophet ﷺ's message, the Prophet ﷺ sent a youth. He sent Mu'adh bin Jabal to Yemen as a youth. When he was sending an expedition, or when he was sending someone to prepare Medina for the arrival of the Muslims, for the arrival of the Prophet ﷺ, he sent Mus'ab ibn Umair, a youth. That when he conquered Mecca, that the one that he put in charge of Mecca when he left back to Medina, another youth. So we see that the Prophet ﷺ, he didn't just give the youth a seat at the proverbial table, but rather he made them the heads of that table. And so similarly, what we're doing here today is not that we're just giving the youth a place, or that we're giving the youth a position, but rather we're giving the youth the leadership, inshallah, of our future generations. So that instead of thinking that by building a center like this, that we'll be saving them, no. In essence, it's going to be them, inshallah, that will be saving us. These youth here, these young kids who are reciting the Quran, that one day, inshallah, they will be the ones to organize this dinner. That one day, inshallah, they will be the ones to lead this message, to lead this masjid, and this beautiful community. And I've been in this community only for a few months, but wallahi, especially from the youth, I've seen amazing things. And I've seen them not only lead, I've seen them not only organize, but I've seen them take on leadership. I've seen them put together things that wallahi have amazed me. And I don't tell them this too often because, I don't want to get their heads big. I want them to keep working. But wallahi, they make my job that much easier. And it's an amazing, it's just a wonderful honor just to be here and to be amongst and to work with these amazing youth. And so today when we talk about the theme of the day being the ICN groundbreaking, I respectfully disagree. Because groundbreaking implies that there's no foundation, that still there needs to be construction, that still we're in the beginning. But wallahi, the groundbreaking has already been done by the youth. Wallahi, the foundation is already there. The foundation is set. And it's stronger than any concrete foundation that we have. It's stronger than any reinforced steel or bricks or cement. At the foundation of this community is the youth and the wonderful families that enable the youth, that facilitate them towards the good, that come to me and tell me whatever you need from our kids, they're yours. Take them and do whatever you want with them. And so today it's not just a groundbreaking, but rather we're building on top of already a strong, solid foundation, and we're building, the easy part now is the actual building. What we have, alhamdulillah, is much more stronger than that. And so when we talk about today, we're talking about not just setting the building on top of that beautiful and strong foundation, but about leaving a legacy. Leaving a legacy of the Muslims in this country and leaving a legacy of the Muslim Ummah. Jazakumullahu khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh Umar, for the inspiring message. Inshallah, I'd like to invite Brother Adil Fareed. We all know him as the former president of ICN, to recognize all the volunteers that have been working so diligently every single day, and especially with all the late night meetings and WhatsApp messages, and to organize everything that happens behind the scenes that people like myself just come to enjoy and take part in. Wallahi, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the effort that these volunteers put in. And our first graduate of the Islamic Institute of Naperville will also be coming, inshallah. Brother Adil Fareed.
Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulil Ameen wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How is everyone doing? Alhamdulillah. When we are in such a gathering, what do we say?
Alhamdulillah.
When we are enjoying the kachoris, what do we say?
Alhamdulillah.
When we walk into the masjid and we see the masjid bustling with the activities, what do we say?
Alhamdulillah.
When we see the little children saying and reciting Iyaka na'budu wa Iyaka nasta'een, what do we say?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Brothers and sisters, Alhamdulillah, we are in 25th year of our existence. This is the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned, Inna Allah la yughayyiru ma biqawmin hatta ma yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not change the state of the people until they change it themselves. This progress, these activities and these blessings are from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and by the efforts of all the volunteers, they have put in their efforts blood, sweat and money. I do not have enough time to recognize all the volunteers who have worked tirelessly to make all the events successful, but I would like to do one more thing. I would like to request all the volunteers to just stand up. Brothers and sisters, please stand up so that we can recognize and appreciate your efforts. So please stand up, inshallah. And by the way, this is your last chance to stand up and stretch until we have reached our fundraising goal, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your efforts. And the way we thank is the way Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has taught us. When he mentioned the best way to appreciate and acknowledge and recognize somebody's effort and to thank somebody is to say, Jazakallahu khairan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you a beautiful reward. And I would like to ask all of you to say Alhamdulillah for one more time, because Brother Adil Farid is finishing his talk in 3 minutes. Alhamdulillah. I'm not done yet. I would like to recognize one very special young brother. And when we have such young brothers in our community, what do we say?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. I would like to request my young brother Adil Khadri to come up over here.
Yes.
And give him a big round of applause. And very small token of appreciation, mashallah, for all the great work you do. You are a role model, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you, your family, and your next generation, inshallah. Please give another big round of applause to him. And we have yet another reason to celebrate, inshallah. Our institute, Islamic Institute of Naperville, alhamdulillah, has been under the guidance of Sheikh Ridwan Ali, working very hard. And I would like to request the administrator of the IIN to come up over here and share the successes we have gained, alhamdulillah, because all the activities aside, the knowledge of the deen, to get that into our hearts and especially attained by the sisters, it is a great achievement, inshallah. So we have one more reason to say alhamdulillah. So administrator of the Islamic Institute of Naperville, Bina Farid. And Jazakumullah khairan for listening to me. I am done with my part, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Every great accomplishment starts with the decision to try. And we have two wonderful ladies here who believed in it and who took this journey 4 years ago. One course at a time, one class at a time. Yes, there were challenges, there were obstacles and sacrifices along the way. And alhamdulillah, they did. increasing their knowledge, and making a lot of friends along the way. With that, I would like to welcome Sister Rola Mejio and Sister Fatima Khan, our first graduates of the Islamic Institute of Naperville. Please come up on the stage.
Allahu Akbar.
Islamic Institute of Naperville started 4 years ago, and Sheikh Ridwan Ali is the instructor, and alhamdulillah, he does a fabulous job. Physically, he's not able to be here, but he has a message for you. So please look around.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن والاه وبعد. جزاكم الله خيرا for attending the fundraising dinner. I wish I could be there with you tonight. I just wanted to take this opportunity and reflect on the growth of ICN. Alhamdulillah, one of my first experiences with the ICN community was in 2003 when I was asked to come and lead Salat Taraweeh. And it was a great experience, and I was 18 years old at the time. And people in the ICN community, we had to come from outside to help lead the Salah. But alhamdulillah, this year, a sign of our growth is we have 7 Hafad from within the community, inshallah ta'ala, that will help us lead Taraweeh. And this shows the growth of the community. You know, we're not satisfied with just helping people memorize the Quran and passing that on, but we also want the knowledge of the Quran, knowledge of Islam, knowledge of the religion to be passed on as well. So alhamdulillah, in 2011, we started the Islamic Institute of Naperville, IIN. And alhamdulillah, we are honored, happy, and privileged to announce that inshallah tonight we'll be honoring our first graduates, Sister Fatima Khan and Sister Rola Mejio. Alhamdulillah, for the better part of the last 4 years, they've given up their weekends and time during the week to come and learn about Islam. They completed all the coursework and have successfully completed and graduated from the program. But alhamdulillah, they're not satisfied with that. They are working as part of the committees we have, such as the Dawah Committee, Interfaith Committee, to help spread the knowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed them with. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless the sisters. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make every program in our community successful. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless our community, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make our community a model community, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept all of our efforts. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I would like to invite our president, Brother Shoaib Qadri, to hand the diplomas to our new graduates, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah, I'd like to read what it says in the diploma here. The Islamic Institute of Naperville, an Islamic Center of Naperville institution, is honored to award this diploma to Sister Fatima Khan for successfully completing the Islamic Institute of Naperville part-time Islamic Studies program. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increases you in knowledge and allows you and others to benefit from the knowledge He has taught you. Ameen.